Hi everyone, and welcome back to part 7 of our series. Today we're building something that will really seriously level up your morning routine. Imagine having an AI that doesn't just set an alarm, it actually calls you, talks to you, wishes you a great day, helping you start your morning right. So that's what exactly we are building. Today we are continuing to build this React Native mobile application. We have this running here. We have a quick test button to call the AI and talk to it. You have some instructions you can add here. Of course, for example, here I'm saying Arnold Schwarzenegger's brother. You can't really hear that voice. This is OpenAI's voice, so they don't let you, rightly so, to do anything like that. It's just maybe a kind of an Austrian accent. You can say you are a bodybuilder and you are waking me up to go to the gym, motivate me to get out of bed. So you can do that and it will talk to you, and then you can stop talking to the AI. The next stuff we're gonna do is schedule this alarm call. But so that's basically what we are building so far. We have built so far. It's gonna be a very cool, intelligent voice assistant as well. You can talk to it in different languages, in different tones. And yeah, we're kind of continuing to build on what we built last few streams, and we'll be implementing this real-time voice that using OpenAI latest API called Real-Time API. So whether you want to add this to your app or just learn how it works, you are in the right place. Remember, you can find all tutorials to this on my GitHub. Where is my GitHub? Yeah. So this is the GitHub repository for here. We are continuing to build here. We have the YouTube playlist here, so you can go back and see how this all started about a week ago. This is an Expo mobile application. I've actually left some links here at the bottom, some resources to get you started. These are more towards the live kit service that we are using, which then connects to OpenAI. I always going back to this documentation page just to give you guys an understanding of how this all works. But we have a mobile app. Oh, sorry, let me make my video a little smaller now because you don't need to see me. Yeah, so now, so we're making a mobile app that connects to LiveKit's servers. Then it connects to our Python backend. And finally, that backend connects back and forth with OpenAI or any plugin provider that they support, that LiveKit supports, to do the real-time voice. So yeah, go to livekit.io for more information on how to do this. They have a very good free plan that I'm using. I'm not sponsored by them by anything. It's just a cool service that they provide. They have a lot of good documentation and code on their GitHub. And cool demos. For example, you can, if you're interested in doing something like this but on the browser, they have something on playground.livekit.io where you can select the different, they added now the new OpenAI models. You can select a voice. For example, Alloy, it's the default voice we're gonna use. They have all this OpenAI supported voice. You have to kind of listen to them to understand what they mean, because at least for me, these don't say anything. And also are gender neutral, so even harder to remember who maybe had a more female or male voice. They also do transcriptions. So at the moment in our mobile app, you just listen to the AI. You don't see what they're saying, or you don't see your speech translated to text, but you actually get the transcription here. And the transcription is made thanks to another OpenAI model called Whisper. Yeah, and everything you see here on this website, it's available on their GitHub account, on their GitHub. And yeah, they are adding always more features, and always people are maintaining this, which is great. There's a lot more examples that they have. They have a Swift if you're trying to learn how to make iOS apps directly using Xcode. They have an Android one, so if you're learning Kotlin, you can do this. And because Kotlin Kotlin multi-platform. It's a way to also build multi-platform applications using one language. See, this is pretty sure all written in Kotlin. Yeah, I see everything Kotlin 100% Kotlin, and it's a web application. I'm not familiar how to make this. I'm not an expert in this, but if you ever want to learn about this and you're really keen into it, I'll be happy to connect to a mentor that can do this and help you out to learn this, because I think it's really cool. A lot of different languages and tools allow you to build multi-platform applications, from Kotlin multi-platform to React Native to Flutter from Google. There's a lot of interesting things, so I'm gonna give it a star. And then you have, of course, the most popular project they have here. Oh, they're very similar, Swift and the front-end one. A lot of people like iOS, I guess, now again. Yeah, you can do a little front-end website using Next.js. You can follow this example as well. I'm sure it's very similar to what we are building. And they have components. Yeah, it seems a bit simpler. The one I took some of the example code was from this Playground website, which the code is here. And they have as well the web application, which is also a Next.js application, and the Python server, which does the web RTC, the web real-time communication connection. So that is what we're building on and what it's done. And yeah, this actually already has transcription, so I'm sure it could be very easy for me to just add a text and get the data back from them, from our server, because this server is literally saying and outputting what the AIs and myself was talking to. So if I'm talking to the AI, it will tell me this is what was said. Input text and text. So please begin with interacting the user. Agent transcript. Hello, how can I assist you today? It's connecting to France because I'm based in Spain, so I guess that's the closest live Kit server. Yeah, so this is really cool. And I'm just running Python main.py and dev. This is because we are running a CLI command, which is from LiveKit agents. So they'll do that for you, and 99% 99.999% of this code, I didn't write it. I did read it, but I just customize, for example, this part. I think this is something I might need to change when we're starting to support different languages, because there's please begin the interaction with the user in a manner consistent with your instructions. This is if it's either if the modalities are both text and audio, which I think are at the moment. Let me just double check that. So let's go to our Expo application and our hook, which is a hook called use connection. Modalities. That modalities is in the default live kit state. So we are sending both text and audio. Are we sending both text and audio? I think we are kind of communicating in both text and audio. That's the text is meant for the transcription, which we are, I guess, getting the data, but just not doing anything in the front end in the mobile app. So yeah, I wrote this because we makes if I have an instruction in Spanish and then I put English, I think I would confuse the model. So better to put everything in Spanish. So I would say for every supported language that I have here in a drop down, I have to translate this initial instruction. At the same time, I wonder what happens if I just take this off. Does it change a lot? Let's listen to this and see what happens.
Hey, come on, get up. It's time to hit the gym. You know how important it is to keep training to get stronger and to build those muscles. Every rep, every set, it's pushing you closer to your goals. Remember, no pain, no gain. Let's go. Let's get those gains. Come on, I know you can do it.
Every time, the cool thing about LLMs, every time they tell you something different. So if you even say the same message, every time the AI will come up with something different. So it always impresses me. If you're curious, something that will make this more predictable is this temperature setting. You can look it up, what temperature setting does on an LLM or large language model, which is kind of what this is as well. This is a multi-model language model in terms because it supports audio and text, and other ones support video and even audio, video, and text. What else can they support? Radio signals? Not yet. I don't know if there. I'm sure somebody in some bunker is learning how to do that, or making a model that does that. But at the moment, it doesn't. Cool. So if you want it to be more boring and more predictable, I believe this recommended setting is 1. Let me just double check because it's from 1 to 0. Temperature is a setting that controls the randomness when picking words. Low values make the text more predictable. High values, more freedom and creativity. Oh, my bad. It's the opposite. So temperature 0 make it more predictable. Temperature 1 gives more chance of picking words that are less likely, which will lead to creative, more unpredictable answers. Let me see if I can find a quick diagram, because the way LLMs work is interesting. it's basically math. At the end of the day, it's just a mathematical equation doing that. Oh, by the way, deeplearning.ai, it's great tutorial and it's a great resource to learn about AI and generative AI, especially. They have a lot of great free tutorials. For example, in the temperature setting, if the temperature setting is 0, my favorite food is pizza. It's always gonna say pizza, as in what's the next word after my favorite food is, because pizza is most likely what people or what the LLM's data got when we was trained. So if you put 0, it's not gonna try to come up with something different. And because it's prediction and what's the word I'm thinking? But basically, because large language models have some randomness in it, so they sound and they feel a bit more human-like. If you start increasing the temperature, it's gonna become more random. I don't have a large language model running locally at this moment. If you wanna be interested in that, definitely check olama.com. It works for Mac, Windows, and Linux. And you can download these large language models or kind of small ones sometimes. They're a couple of gigabytes. So if you have that amount of RAM, you can very easily download this and run this on your computer using your own terminal. And it's really good. I think you really need to, if you're playing at all with AI models, either on a website or anything like that, and you're interested in a little bit of learning, definitely run them locally, understand how they work a little bit more. It's not a big thing or a very difficult thing to understand from a higher level point of view. I think you can run a command like that, maybe maybe you start with the smallest one and then slowly see how fast they run, because if you don't have literally 230 gigs of RAM, it's not going to run and it's going to potentially crash your laptop or computer. But some models are so small, like this 1 gigabyte, and actually pretty good, they can run on your phone. So that's what it seems like in next year or next couple of years. Apple, Google, Samsung are building in their large language models inside the phone, so they are local and they don't have to go to the cloud and spend their servers and be heavy on their own servers. Nevertheless, we are talking about this. We have an AI thing that works, but at the moment it's just a call that works when you press. Yesterday, what we did at the end of our live coding session, it was the following. You basically open the app, press the schedule button, and when you press the schedule button, you actually see a notification. I was just checking quickly what's going on with my live stream, if everything seems good. I just want to quickly check, sorry, because maybe I made a mistake in some settings and I made it unlisted, because I'm a bit new to this thing of live streaming and being a quote-unquote YouTuber. How do I go to this YouTube studio? There we go. Why am I doing unlisted? I'm not sure why it is happening. Apologies if you were looking for the next episode and you and you always couldn't find it. Now we're live and available, so you can watch me if you haven't. Great. So we are live and we are kicking. And if you are joining now, you haven't missed out much because I am doing that. By the way, I thought this was an OpenAI API from OpenAI's Python library, but actually is a plugin. So both for you and me to know, plugin. Plugin, yeah. So LiveKit supports a lot of plugins, or I believe it supports a lot of plugins. It's probably good to check here. Oh yeah, there you go. So in terms of other voices that you can try to use, the best one so far, it supports more things, more functionality. It's OpenAI. OpenAI has a large language model, speech to text, text to speech, and a multimodal model. If you want to do what is VAD? VAD. Voice activity detection. Interesting. Voice activity detection. I guess if you are doing maybe like a live camera sort of thing and you are listening for voice and you're trying to understand and you're trying to pick up, is this a person, is this an animal, is this a random noise? Maybe you can use Celeron plugin and services, I'm sure, because this is a cloud thing. Of course, you can use Google. Google actually has some pretty cool models. If you guys haven't checked, notebooklm.google.com allows you to have like a podcast as well. You can load a PDF. It gives you a overview summary. It's actually probably good for like a lot of heavy text documents. You can click on audio overview. Oh, and now it's generating. I thought I already generated. Briefing doc, it's going to generate that. So if you're studying, you're learning a new topic, this is actually pretty cool, and it's all free. I mean, I'm sure at some point they're going to charge money because LLMs cost money to run, and especially these heavier, more intense things. But imagine you are learning about a new topic, or you want to learn about you have a PDF that has a lot of information. You can say, tell me in few words what this means. You're asking a question as more you're learning. It even tells you some questions that you might anticipate you might do, like what factors influence Malaga's foreign investment climate? How do investors' perceptions shape Malaga's economic outlook? Which strategies enhance Malaga's attractiveness to investors? I click on here, it's going to make the question, and the LLM should have already put this in some kind of memory. And using Gemini, I suppose. It doesn't tell you which model it uses. I'm just going to dark mode just in case you are watching this at night. And yeah, it tells you this. It gives you reference to where in the document you gave it took that. Also, this document, I think it was in English. Oh, or no, my bad. It was all in Spanish. And so it translated everything. I see. Yeah, it's mainly made for a English-based documents and information. But yeah, my point is that Notebook LM has a very good AI voice model, and recently Google has released their multimodal AI voice multimodal preview. I think it's still in preview API. And some other models. Low latency real-time interaction, multimodal. We can recommend using an integration from our partners like Daily. Yeah, Daily, I believe, is a competitor to LiveKit. I haven't used them myself, but I'm pretty sure they do the same. In terms of pricing, they have a video pricing. Start for free, as always for free, but then they really start charging you like AWS. So always be so that is audio only, volume rate per participant minute. So if you have more people talking in a live stream, that you charge that. But this is participant. I wonder what do they, if I want voice bot or voice agent, you have a $10 credit to play around with. It's a per minute pricing. Bring your own provider like OpenAI, and then you have to pay them 2 cents per minute. And then I guess yeah, I'm not sure. You can I guess you can select these OpenAI models. Sorry, these large language models. Llama is one of the Meta or Facebook ones that are in theory all open source, but they still have to get a license from them to run a commercial product. This is one of the biggest models, but it seems one of the more expensive. And then you can even do telephony directly with them. You pay $2 per month to have a US phone number, and then you pay 0.25 cents per minute for an inbound or outbound PSTN call. What is PSTN? Public Switch Phone Network. Public. What does it mean? I guess it's just a fancy way to say it's a call. Yeah, one day I'll figure this out and tell you guys exactly what this means. But yeah, you can use Daily. We started from this page, so you can use Daily and then use Google Gemini. You have a bunch of get started guides. I have a repo. Which seems to be also quite maintained. It's all written in TypeScript and JavaScript. Oh no, here the server is also written in Python. Using fast API. And here you create a bot and you return some JSON. Where is the WebRTC part? That's the actual LLM or model. You have summarization services, It looks like some video services. If we go back to the README, just to read, sorry, I skip sometimes things, I go too quickly. Chat applications, StarKit, Gemini multimodal live API, plays PipeCat, using PipeCat Web SDK and the Gemini. So what now? Okay, now what is PipeCat AI? It's a framework for building voice and multimodal conversational agents. So this is a company, or it's a fully open source supported by the community and the daily. So it's a bit of both. We have a Discord. Actually it seems a very popular framework. I guess if you're really building something really more complex, like personal coaches, meeting assistants, and you need to combine voice, video, images, and text, creative tools, social media companions, customer intake flow, support bots, and something more complicated than just you talk to somebody, you talk to an AI and back, then yeah, I can see this, you need a more framework to help you do all of this. Oh wow, there's so many AI companies, AI projects. You can spend literally all day, every day, I think, just discovering, just in reading about this. There's so many. As last time I mentioned PlayHT, it's very good for cloning voices. So if you want to have your own voice cloned, you can definitely use them. And a lot of these other ones support. Definitely 11 Labs support that. Google, pretty sure it's still not very easy. Maybe if you pay them a lot of money. OpenAI, they don't allow you to clone any voice. Speech to speech, yeah. So this is one quick thing I want to note here. Until recently, until OpenAI released their real-time API, or Gemini, their multimodal live API, the way most of people try to do these real-time voice interactions with an LLM, it was like this. Let me open a new page. So the way you had to do it is you have your phone, let's say, or your app. Then you had to connect to a model, and then you had to do, let's say, either a cloud LLM or your own LLM in the cloud. And the way you had to do this is first convert speech to text. Then yeah, maybe you had to do it, maybe you do it locally, maybe you do it in the cloud, but you send the audio or the speech data to that. It converts the text to speech. Now you have speech, now you have text, and then the text has to be, this is not like an architectural diagram, it's more like a step diagram. Like these are the various steps that you need to make in order for the text for the speech to become translated and then back and forth. So let's say you do this, and then you have that. So this is a bit better. Yeah, makes more sense. And then the text gets sent, gets converted to, gets sent to the LLM. So the LLM receives some text, and then we got an arrow. And we add a little box here to mean now we do text to speech. So this is how traditionally LLMs and AI models, AI systems work in order to make you think you are talking to a robot. If I add a little robot emoji. No, doesn't like me to do a robot. Okay, robots are canceling my commands. They're not listening to me. Yeah, so basically you talk on your phone or website or anything. You send that audio data to some text-to-speech model on a cloud that gets converted to text. That text gets sent to an LLM like OpenAI. OpenAI gets a text and like, oh yeah, I should probably answer with this text. The text is sent to a text-to-speech system or model. And then that text is converted to speech as an audio data, and then you listen into that data. The problem with all these steps is that, first of all, there's a number of issues with this. Number one, you lose information loss. When I talk to somebody on the phone and I say I am happy, or I am happy, my tone, if I speech, if I stutter, if I am tired, you can understand that naturally, right? So all of that is lost when you convert text to speech, and especially on a very basic one that you don't put, like, say, in between parentheses, the person is probably lost, probably tired, and it doesn't, that model, that step, it doesn't add any information. So that's the first issue. The information, a lot of information is lost in the translation, in the speech to text translation. The second main issue is latency. Because you have multiple processes, multiple models, AI models doing this back and forth, it's very difficult to make a really quick, almost interactive way of talking to an AI. You sometimes, when you talk to somebody, you want to interrupt them, or you say, okay, thanks, or you change your mind, or you cough, or anything that is not exactly a perfect conversation, that is very linear, and I'm talking to an AI. Because of all of these nuances, when you're talking to an AI or an AI or like human person almost, latency and managing all of these things is very complicated. And having different systems talk to each other in order to sync all that information is also complicated. So that's why just in recent months, maybe at least that I am aware, OpenAI and Gemini have come up with this multimodal live or real-time APIs. And they call them speech-to-speech because in theory, this step is gone. So instead of having this, and looks like some eyeglasses, you're getting rid of all of these steps, and you're just talking to a multilingual model, multimodal model LLM. And because of this, your text, your speech you're getting back a speech to speech. Oops. Speech here, or audio and audio. Why cannot copy and paste? There we go. So now, in theory, there's no information loss, or a lot less loss, and latency is much better. So you can really do this and make it sound and feel a lot more natural. especially when you are, let's say, in a mobile network, you're on the phone, you're on the go, you're not connected to your computer is not connected to a perfectly low latency network, and you're definitely going to hear some latency because of the network. So you definitely have like 300 milliseconds or more of network latency, and if your systems add latency because of all this back and forth, then good luck making a real smooth voice to voice interaction with an LLM. But by getting rid of extra steps in the system, in the process, your system is going to be and sound much more natural. Plus, there's a lot of more advances they did in the voice recently, so they sound a lot more realistic, and it really makes. I'm sure if this Christmas I show this app to my grandma or somebody maybe that's not really familiar with AI, and I tell them, oh hey, I just talked to a friend of mine about a gym, can I pass to you for a second? I'm sure for the first couple of minutes they will like not realize maybe they're talking to an AI. I think the voice is really, really good at the moment. So yeah, so all of that to let you know, to talk to you, because yeah, there's a lot of cool things happening, a lot of companies investing in this space because it seems quite profitable, I believe, because it's quite pricey to make these things, and and kind of new. So that's what we are sort of at. We are using some of the latest models from OpenAI. Cool, so let's go back into coding and let's do some actual work. And I'm gonna start. This is how you start the actual iOS app on your computer. Build it and run it. But at the moment, if I just want to run the bundler, the JavaScript bundler, then I just need to do Expo start or npm runs dev. Restart the app. It's gonna reload the JavaScript. The native, it's already there. And for some reason, my styles sometimes work, sometimes don't. I need to. Doesn't like pink. Yeah, I wonder what that is. I need to maybe understand a little bit how something is happening in a different order, it feels like. Sorry if I go in another tangent, but I need to understand. When you don't understand things, at least in my point of view, I'm driven by curiosity. So if things don't feel like I understand them, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? So if the styles are not loaded correctly the first time, at least in development mode, doesn't mean this global CSS is not loaded. And yes, we are using CSS in React Native thanks to Native Wind, which is a really cool way of writing even easier React Native components and styling components in React Native. Yeah, this is bold. If I don't want it bold, I just take that class and it's back to normal font weight. So yesterday we finished and we were doing call scheduling functionality, schedule a wake call. I think I'm liking the word wake call. Maybe that's gonna be the name of the app. Oh man, I need a bigger button there so it doesn't go over 2 lines. Let's see if we can center this the way we do it in CSS. There we go. MX auto, it means margin left auto, margin right auto, or in CSS normally you do margin 0 auto, because that's top and bottom and left and right. So that's how you center things. So yesterday we pressed this button, a notification appeared after a few seconds. There we go. Look at my notification. I'm so proud of myself. Why did I get 2 notifications? I'm just gonna try again once. Is it because when I press it triggers something? Or I just click twice? Probably just click twice. So the way the notifications are working, it's this function, and in this function we have first we request permissions. In iOS we probably need to do Android as well. Android, does everything seems to work the same? Yeah, we probably need to test that, of course. After the notification permissions are requested and accepted, actually, yeah, let's do a try catch, because it is likely that somebody will say, no, I don't want this, so we need to handle that exception. And what do we say? Normally, if somebody says denies a permission, we should probably say show up an alert. So I don't have any UI at the moment for an alert. So I'm just gonna say alert error requesting permissions. Please try again, and then we return so it doesn't continue to do anything else. And we can test this by going to the settings on your phone, and then apps, call me please, and notifications, and you disallow or remove the notification, then you run the what you were trying to do again. So let's see if we get some this logged and this alert show up. Nothing happens. Hi Abdur. So let me close the app and see, maybe I need to close the app every time I reset notification permissions. So call me please. I click on here, and this should work. This should be executed. The request permission, and then I should get an error because I want to get a I want to press an alert, an error. And if it's already denied, I should get that. What is happening? Let's see. I don't see anything in the logs. If I go to the app settings, notifications are off. So it should, I thought that should request that, but maybe I have to uninstall the app to test that. That's annoying. I thought I could just do that. At least I'm pretty sure in Android you can do that. See, it just kind of works. So to test, in on a newly installed app, deny permission. So this is something we need to test. Just as a note for myself and for anybody in the future, sorry, in order to do React Native, in order to test actual production apps in React Native or Expo, there are different modules or testing libraries. I want to see what do they suggest. And the kind of testing I'm thinking about is the integration test or end-to-end test. End-to-end tests in general, both for mobile and web, means that you write a set out of tests in more kind of user interactivity instructions. Let's say you say, open the app. When the app is open, click this button. When this button is clicked, I should see this on the screen. When I click on this, I should see this. Click on this. It's kind of like a step-by-step happy path testing or any other kind of testing where you tell specific steps and you say, do this, check that, do this, check that. So and normally there are different ways to do this, but I haven't used Expo myself to do this in order to do integration tests. So you can mock a module and expect some rendering to happen. This is all part of Expo router. But what if I want just integration testing? Doesn't mention. Unit testing is a different type of testing, but allows you to run and test JavaScript things. Maybe if you have some more complex JavaScript functions, or no, just any kind of functions you want to test the output, you can run that. The testing library from CallStack is very good in general, both for React Native and other kind of React testing. So it's definitely good to learn this because you can learn how to make tests in different platforms. And I believe these tests the render, so tests what will come out on the screen rather than what's gonna happen from a end-to-end testing. So let's Google Expo and E2E testing and see what else do we get. Run end-to-end test on a build. Of course, you have to build the app and then sort of mimic the process. Or they're using Maestro. I don't think I've tried Maestro. Sounds nice. 6,000 stars, so maybe it is kind of good. And maintained 4 days ago. See, I guess you specify the testing steps in a YAML file, which here's launching the app. Then you tap on search and explore, which, oh yeah, you specify the ID. For example, this ID you specify, that's the name of that. Then search Twitter. This is a search Twitter input. Then you say write that text, tap on mobile.dev. I guess that was a result. Yeah. Wow. If this is how you write tests, I'm definitely gonna do a video about this. Whoa. I mean, happy videos and like this is the best case scenario. I mean, wow, that sounds really nice. I just want to check if they mention Expo. It was a documentation there, but do they also mention how to do a test? Because they support, of course, Android, iOS, Flutter, even the web in beta. Still, writing tests in very simple steps like that, it's great. I wonder how you do the testing of what it's supposed to be on the screen, because that was like just step by step. See, if you put test ID, this is how you are telling then the test in the test framework or in the test file, click on this. It doesn't have to be the actual text that appears, but it can be an ID, because of course if it's an icon, you have to specify press on the icon. And then yeah, assert visibility. So if you say, I guess this text should appear there, interacting with nested components, the following command will tap on the nested text component. I am a small button. Yeah, that's really cool. There is a article. Yeah, not super recent, but yeah, I think we're gonna add this. I mean, there's not a lot to test on our app. There's some login. Oh, there's a studio. Oh, to even write the test even more quickly. That sounds really nice. Okay, Maestro is gonna be my next thing I'm gonna do a video about, probably next week. And it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So I'm gonna move some of the tabs here just because I'm in incognito here and I don't want to lose them. But yeah, we have end-to-end tests that can run it's also in the cloud. So you deploy something or you're about to deploy, you commit the code, and you don't have to run this test on your laptop or computer. You can just tell them, okay, run my tests. I have them in a folder here, and I am already expecting different things to happen and not happen, and then I am expecting different outcomes. And if I have written a comprehensive set of tests, like here, like testing an authentication on a flow, start the app, enter username, password, signing, check if a message is visible. Next time you're a lot more confident deploying that app to the App Store and knowing that workflow was tested. It worked, and yeah, you can get a video out of this. Oh wow, this is as I said, pretty nice. And open source, so you can just add this to your React Native app or iOS app or anything. So Maestro, I already like this, so I guess I saw this at some point. Very nice, very nice. So that's testing, which we should add this. I'm gonna add this cool thing later. End-to-end testing. Yeah, see, I was gonna mention Detox. Detox is the most popular one I've tried, but I had issues with more complex React Native applications. where if you have a lot of views and components, there's some kind of limit. I'm not sure, I couldn't figure it out why you cannot press on certain things, so I ended up by not doing that. But if Maestro hopefully handles small and more complex React Native apps, it would be great. So yeah, so that we're gonna do in the future, because yeah, sometimes you try to test things in manual testing, it takes time, and also it's unreliable, and especially when you're doing when you're doing multi-platform applications. That means in theory, if you have if you're doing manual testing, you need to test every time on every platform you support, and most of the times multiple devices, etc. So if you have Android and iPhone apps, you should test on a Google phone, on an old iPhone, on a new iPhone, on a mini iPhone, on a pink iPhone. You know what I'm trying to say. You should test on as many devices that you can in different settings, because you can customize their phone. They have no space, they have no camera, they have bad internet. There are so many scenarios that you have to test, that if you rely only on manual testing, then you're never gonna be confident in the apps you're deploying in production. So yeah, that's cool. So we are getting the notification permissions here when you press the schedule call button. Then we set out a handler, which should log this. You can log the notification ID if we are doing that. We actually probably should, because we need to know what notification or which alarm you talked about, you scheduled, and it's now ringing. The alarm is not ringing. I want to, as soon as you get a notification, that this rings like an alarm. Yesterday we were looking at how to do that in the Expo notifications documentation, and there's a WAV file now you can specify in your app.json. So let's try to do that and make it work. So you have to configure the Expo notifications plugin. So it's an array of plugins, and one of them is Expo notification, and we're gonna put a file in the local assets folder. Let's just call it assets. Why local and assets? Assets, because there's, for the moment, this is going to be just a mobile application, not going to be anything else. And we have an icon, notification, sound, and other. The icon, there's different ways to do that, to also customize the app icon, because at the moment, for example, say there's no icon. Finishing touches. Normally you do this at the end, or when you have an icon that you want to put up. When you build your app, Expo application services will take this image and create optimized icon for every device. Oh, that's cool. So it makes it even easier to put an icon for every device that you are supporting. So as long as we have 1000 by 24 by 1000 word 24 pixel icon, then we are good to go. Let's use AI to create an icon. What was the website that I was using, which is not this one? I think it's appicon.co. No, that's not either. There's so many AI app icon generators that when you find one, you really need to save it in your favorites. Otherwise, good luck finding the one you actually used. At least that's my case. I remember it was kind of an orange color icon. I'd used it months ago or years ago, maybe now. So it's gonna be impossible to find one. So since I am paying for ideogram.ai, which is a very cool service to create images like this, and also with text, you can create an icon and search for generated images. So let's search for AI logo and see if somebody wrote an interesting prompt that we can copy, because writing prompts from scratch can be a little bit difficult. The Santa one is not a bad one. We can customize this one, change that. Yeah, let's change this one. Let's change this initial prompt. We also this magic prompt. This is what, sorry, let me move. This is what the AI converted this initial prompt to that. So you can do that. And this service allows you some free trial. So it's actually very cool to test for yourself. A beautiful icon for an AI alarm call app. The theme is playful, fun logo with a telephone, an old telephone, and futuristic vibe, flat render, gentle gradients, no text, 2 color gradients, minimal style. Let's do magic prompt. Yes, a square. Yeah, let's see what it comes up with. Yeah, see, like it generated 4 images and most of them were like nothing what he wanted. So we'll see. Sometimes you have to specify a style to be more precise. A beautiful square iPhone app icon. That is, and don't worry, we won't spend too much time generating an image for a square of an icon of an alarm. Theme is playful. On all telephone of our robot on an all telephone. Futuristic motivational vibe. Yeah, that's the problem with prompts. You can spend a lot of time with this. But let's try one more. If it doesn't come up as we like it, I'll make another one and just use that later. Yeah, this looks nice color-wise, but this looks like an angry robot. I don't know if you want to press that icon when you do this. This one is not terrible. This one is not terrible. Friendly, fun logot over friendly but strong robot. Let's give it one more time, and then we'll add the notification icon, and also we need to find the sounds that will ring. The notification will ring. Application sound, alarm, clock, alarm, phone alarm, ringtone. Yeah, it's more like a, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So ringtone, tone.wav. Yeah, none of them really are nice, but they're not terrible. The best, I don't even know what's the best one. Yeah, I can do this myself later. I just want a sound, so I actually test.
Audio Jungle.
Alarm. Alarm clock. This might be a little loud. Hopefully I'll turn down the voice, the volume.
Audio Jungle.
No. Nobody wants to be waken up by that.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Oh, also there's some audio jungle thing. I guess you have to pay to get rid of that. So I don't want that. This is too chill. This is not too chill. This is basic and is a MP3 file. We need to put it in our assets folder. Alarm clock short. So say thanks to freesound_community on pixbay.com. Thank you. I think that's the license, right? Or do I have to say something? Do I actually specify that this is where I got it from, without having to attribute the author? So if that's correct, then thanks for not having me to do that. Hopefully they got it from a place where it was free and same license. So we need a WAV file to convert that. I'll use ffmpeg. And a cool thing about Z editor, you have also a terminal down here, but you have this little inline assist help. So I don't remember every single command that is, and you can Google the command to convert an MP3 file to a WAV file. But if I say ffmpeg convert MP3 to WAV file, and I'm sure you can specify more things, like what kind of hertz and quality and other specifications. But if I just want to do the basic conversion, here's how I do it. So I copy that command, and I need to specify, of course, the name of the file, the correct name of the file. That's the name of the file. Now we should have an output.web file. Nice one. We'll rename it to notification sound. And that is probably it. I'm gonna save this file, run the native build, because I'm pretty sure I need to add this sound into Xcode's app. But yeah, we'll see if this works. Otherwise I'll need to debug this. Notification icon, we still don't have one. I wonder if it's gonna break because this file does not exist in our folder. Or not. So how are we with time? We're at 1 hour and 16 minutes. So far I think we're okay. I had an issue yesterday deploying a little landing page that is inside of the Expo. Inside of the Turbo project. Turbo pack. It's basically just I want to render this page or this page, and that uses this layout with 2 buttons to the Google Play Store. Google Play Store button. And it's gonna be called wake call app. But yeah, there's some issue, and I had a little waiting list form that is loading, and it worked locally, but of course it doesn't work in Vercel. Maybe it's because of the where it is, or because there's some server that needs to run some server code, and by default it doesn't know what to do, and I have to tell to do next start somewhere. So yeah, that's something I wanted to do, but it's not super related to the project itself. It's more like a landing page. So yeah, let's see if our notifications now have a sound. I didn't hear anything. So yeah, I wonder how do I even debug this? I'm gonna close this and run it with developer, just the bundler. See if we get a bit more. At least we should see this log when the notification was clicked on. See, there's something sometimes that happens with the styles. We need to understand what that is. If I set the color to 400 and then set back to 500, doesn't say, maybe that's cached. So I wanted a pink, then a 900 to make it darker, and then I go to 500. Doesn't work. but then it works if you reload. So yeah, I wonder where the bug for this is. Oh, we had a crash. Previous crash on our app. I wonder if it's me closing the thing earlier or something else. Nevertheless, click on schedule. I don't hear any sound. I have to go to Expo notifications. I don't think it's a different repo. GitHub. I think it's just the GitHub Expo. Expo. Sound. Is it called sound? It's called sound. Fix notification with custom sounds treated as silent. That sounds like a bug that was fixed at the beginning of this month. So let me check. What version do I have? I'm pretty sure I have a pretty new one, but you never know. If I do pnpm list Expo notifications, we have this one. Great, so it should include this fix. So we're almost at the, oh, we are at the list. We literally have the latest. Somebody raised a bug here. Let's have a quick look. So somebody raised an issue in 2022. We got some permissions. Add notification listener. Oh, that's cool. So notifications, a notification listener we can add for the received event and response received. So let's actually add that to get even more logs and see what is happening. The listener seems to be a ref. And yeah, this is a use effect. Let's go to the bottom and see what people have written. Yeah, so this actually is, this definitely a bug in Expo notifications. It will end up with silent set true when you have a notification with a custom sound, because in that case, blah blah blah, it's just telling that there's a bug, and he found it, confirmed it, and then he fixed it, which is great. Does he have an example code? JavaScript code. This is a Kotlin code. So maybe it's an issue on Android and not iOS, or maybe it was both and he fixed it only for most likely he fixed it and there was one bug in one platform rather than both. Yeah, he definitely just fixed it on Android. He should have mentioned, oh my bad, it is Android only bug. It's unlikely these things happen in both platforms, because there's two places where this has to be fixed or broken. This place has to be, this bug has to exist. Same issue in Expo 51. Here's manual Android notification. It's linked to your notification service. Sleep, focus, and D&D. That is true. The notifications can be dismissed, but I'm pretty sure I don't have anything like that on the simulator. How do I show my settings in terms of my what's it called, control center on here? I mean, I maybe have it on my computer, and sometimes that it's synced with your phone, but I don't think that's synced with my simulator. Sleep. It's not even possible. Do not or disturb. It's not even a setting, so I don't think you can set that here. And do I have an alarm app or a clock? Yeah, you can't really download apps. Oh, you can download at least Apple apps on the simulator. That's new to me. I didn't know you could do that. And on Android, you definitely can install any kind of app, your external or internal, your app or any other app, if you have the APK, for example. But on iPhone, I didn't know you could. I wonder if it's actually doing something, or it is just pretending that it's downloading, because the clock app is not very big. And there's no app store, so I can't, check where is the clock app now, or where is it progressing. Anyway, yeah, that's something to fix, so let's just write it down as a to-do. And it is important, so it should be almost at the top. To fix. Fix iOS notification sound. Expo. So we need to fix that. We should have the latest version, which has an Android fix, not a that fix. Fix notification not playing any sound when a show alert is false but notification is true. That sounds weird, but add support to custom notification when using EA's build. That is probably something that should always be there. Sometimes a good thing about these bugs or issue is that they have example code, so it's good to have a look at this and say, what did the person who opened the issue try to do? Because a lot of the sometimes some of the examples can be a little more difficult to find, or real world examples. Notification listener. Remove notification listener when this screen is closed. Basically, this is what it's trying to do here. You register for the push, you send that token to Expo, but we're not going to do any external or background notifications, so we don't need to do that at the moment. And just closing the listener for or removing the listener to to make it a bit more efficient, I suppose. There's some importance and some vibration pattern. There's some light color. Oh, that's if you have a phone that has an LED and you want it to have a specific light. I think some Samsungs had that that I owned. In my Google Pixel, I don't have an LED or light for notifications or anything of that sort. We have some permissions again. If it's granted, what to do. That's good. That would be good to handle this in that way. We're just doing a local in-app notification, so it's nothing complicated. They are saying to do something like a notification observer, because this is a notification for a deep link. A deep link is basically when you get a notification and you want that when that person clicks that notification to navigate to a specific screen, and that push notification has sometimes the data to say where do you want that where do you want the app to navigate to. So we literally have no screens. I mean, we could say go to this screen, but that's not something that I'm concerned at the moment. I just want to make a sound. But I wonder if it's an Expo issue or what kind of issue it is. Oh, you can say sound to specify a specific sound. Oh, that's could actually be, it's going to be important because it's inside of a set channel. I think this can also handle the audio. Content sound, yeah, so exactly. So here I can say in the content part I can say use this sound, and I can check that if I put something like this, TypeScript will tell me there's an error. This doesn't exist, but this exists. And this is going to be useful for us because we're going to have an option later for people to select which sound they want to hear when they get a call and the phone starts ringing. At the moment it's going to be that one, but there's going to be something that people are going to select in this screen. So this is something that needs to be passed later on. Cool, so that's where we're going to do that later. Manually adding notification sounds to iOS. Okay. That's exactly the same thing as the code above. I guess on Android you have to specify. On Android 8 Plus, playing a custom sound requires more than setting sound. You will also need to configure a notification channel with appropriate sound. Okay, so we need a channel and this is for Android Plus. This is for Android below 8. I think everybody is using Android above 8, but and then you have to specify the channel that you specified above. So let's do that while we are here. Where do we do that before the schedule notification async? or Android Plus. So we need to specify the sound, and let's hardcode this to this at the moment. I wonder if I need to specify the path, probably the same as there. Email notifications, that's the name of the channel. So wake call alarms, new alarm, and then it said we have to specify the channel inside of the trigger. New alarm, exactly, that is specified here and here. Notification title. We're gonna make this custom, so it sounds a bit more cool. For the moment, we're gonna hardcode this to notification title to good morning. Later allow the person or the AI to customize, or when to say different age, different avatar, you say you select Arnold Schwarzenegger as an avatar, then yeah, you can do this. Thanks, Stefano, you're the best. I hate JavaScript or ESLint. Why are you being so pedantic? Constant, not binary. Expected constant. I guess we can do the no. What is the complaint about? That is always truthy. Yeah, that's true. My bad. Sometimes I'm too harsh with ESLint. But now it's gonna say it's always truthy because it's always hard-coded. Which is true. We're always gonna have that, to be honest, somewhere. It's never not gonna be set unless our presets don't have that. Yeah, anyway, so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. Now wake. Now let's get up and get going. I think that's gonna be great. Default sort of message. The audio is gonna work or not gonna work. Yeah, that's the thing we're trying to fix. Yeah, you can do some cool things with notifications. You can do inline replies. You can add buttons to do different things. Oh, maybe we should have a snooze. Hey, yeah, that's gonna be some interesting thing to do. Let's add it to like later. Nice to have. Snooze button in the notification. That would be nice to have in the future. Some platform specific guides. Now this is all the whole API. Schedule notifications. Cancel all schedule notifications. We're definitely going to have to run this at some point, because once you have scheduled and you are annoyed by Arnold Schwarzenegger every time calling you every morning, you can want to cancel this. So definitely we're going to add a quick setting button, settings, and in this here we're going to add a button on press handle cancel all all wake calls. With title and a class name, so that it's nicely styled. And we're going to import the button from our button components. Now we're going to define the function, and we're going to call this method after importing it. And because it's async, we're going to do await, and then we're going to add the async modifier to the function. Now we need to style the button. Let's just press save, and now we're going to style it. That's the default style. We should probably add a little alert saying all wake calls have been cancelled. So when you press this, at least you get that kind of confirmation. The color, I don't like it. Let's make it not red. Well, maybe red, because it's kind of like you're deleting everything. That's a very harsh red. 700. 600. And padding 2, a bit smaller. No. Top. Y. And P. Yeah, a little smaller makes sense. And then what was the, so we have text, like the initial class name for this, but I can't style the text. Oh, that's something we need to definitely add. So these are the styles for the touchable opacity, but there's a text thing inside. So we want to do the same, be able to customize the text. For example, I don't know, I want it black. At the moment, I can't customize this from the settings. Ideally, you should have types of buttons. For example, you have a primary button, a secondary button, and all of them look the same. And then just keep adding variants to that button. But in this case, we're gonna just do this. And it's gonna be text class name. So the text class name, that's how we are going to specify, if you want, the text styles of that button. And you are saying that there's a type here. Fix that if you really need to do that. And now we can do text class name, call text black, for example. And here we go. We have a black text. We don't want that in this case. I just want a smaller text, like text mid. Is that how you do it? No. There's text large, and there in this text SM for small, and then for not large is a base. I forgot how Tailwind text classes are. Let's have a quick look in our docs. Tailwind CSS, text size, text, it's font size, That's what I said, base. Why you're not doing that? Is this overriding? Yeah. Okay, so we have a bug here where if I specify outside use this text base class, it's gonna use, I don't know what is the order, but we need to either remove this manually ourselves or figure out how this native wind suggests to do that, to override a specific class without having to write a function to find all the classes previously and remove them. Style specificity, vars. I think this is normally let me think for a second. So these are all the things that it supports. Custom write custom components. Yeah, see, this is normally how you do this. You have a variant of styles and you have your default primary and secondary, and then you say, if you say I want the primary variant of this button, for example, it's gonna get this object key, and this is a very quick way of doing it. And you just have some default styles and then everything else adds on top of that. We should probably do that actually, because it's really simple and useful. For the button here, and we're gonna add a variant which is always, let's say always exists, this prop. At the moment we need a variant to be passed, and we need a default for this, or I need this to have a default, which is default, or actually not, because we already have a default styles. So if we have a variant, use that, else empty string, and variant styles is complaining. Yeah, because variant can be any string and it's not gonna work, so let's do, that would work. That will work, yeah. Basically we're hard coding the keys of this object. So if somebody puts a variant that is one of this, and default doesn't really apply here, we're gonna do that. We're always gonna use the default styles. The default styles are here, so we're gonna move those to the top and press save and see if it's still working. Yeah, that's cool. We're about an hour and 48 minutes, so we're all gonna probably start thinking about finishing today's live stream. This kind of works. I wanted the text to be not bold and smaller. This doesn't seem to do anything, so that's why I was trying to fix this. I am trying to fix this text class specificity. Let's just do that part as well. And this is variant styles. This is variant text styles. The default is here. And default, and we're gonna do the same logic, but using the variant text styles. There's no background for the text. I'm not sure what to do. What would be a primary text? I guess primary and primary. Yeah, if you say I want a button primary, there's only one kind of button primary. That's what I'm trying to say. There's not a button primary, let's say outer style, but different text style. Like you can't mix primary with secondary. Primary is primary, secondary goes with secondary. So in this case, we have a text white, semi-bold, center, text center, text large. Yeah, maybe we'll do a text large is primary and text base secondary. Just for now, just to make our little button work, continue to work. And there's no text. Indigo is for here. And normally when you have something like this, like a button that is all red, you normally call this an negative. Am I correct? Negative. Let's go to Tailwind CSS and look at the buttons, components. No, not the paid components, the free components. They always tell you, oh yeah, here's components. No, I want the free ones. No, I want the free ones. That's Tailwind UI, that's the paid one. Okay, it's not the button, I suppose. It's not a class, a button. I guess I'm looking for colors then. Colors. Customizing colors. Yeah, if we go to customizing colors, these are the default colors. Primary, danger. That's it. That's what I'm trying to. There's some names that are kind of conventional names when you have a style or UI library or design system. Where was this? Danger. So sometimes you want to name your colors in what they mean rather than what, rather than a red. So that's like a good idea for variants of a button. So we're gonna call this danger, and a danger button will have this 600, and then these are just sizing things that I want in this situation. The variant in this case is gonna be danger. The danger variant is we're gonna add here, and we need to add a danger here even though it's empty. And if we save all files, we just had to put variant equals danger, and it's gonna pick this background color and this text style. Yeah, and we can in the future we can have like a disabled variant, or each one will handle the disabled in a different way and make the color a bit more darker or disabled. What else can we do? Like let's buttons disabled, button. Yeah, there's a lot of different things you can do with components, and thankfully Tailwind CSS works with Expo thanks to native Wind, so you can do the same things, creating your variants with a bit more complex libraries, but this having an object and accessing via a key, it's more than enough for our little mobile app. So now we have a button that disables all notifications async, and that's, we got this from our documentation. Yeah, cancel all schedule notifications, and you can cancel a specific one once you store those identifiers. You can get all of them. Ah, that's cool. Let's just see if we log this data and see once we schedule one, we should get that ID when we get them all. So let's do that, and use effect. So we're gonna load we're gonna get the schedule notifications. Normally you do this, you write a function inside of the use effect. Is that right? I think that's how you do it. And then you run the function so that the main use effect callback doesn't have async. To be honest, I'm not really sure why you do that, but this is what people do. And then I'm sure you still need to await this. Oh no, if you do that, then that's the whole purpose of not putting that. We're gonna log that, but let's add a quick button temporarily, because otherwise this is rendered once. Const handle, and if we handle and we call it yo, and we call it secondary, and we fix the issues. Cannot really clear. Oh, handle get note. I'm just gonna remove this function very quickly, so no need to call it precisely. I just want to get something logged back to our console. So that's an empty array. If I schedule one and quickly press, schedule one and then quickly press on yo. Yeah, that was perfectly logged with what it should do. And then in 3 seconds it should do that, it should not repeat, etc. So we get that notifier. So this is good in theory to run when we load the screen initially. Yeah, my thought process was, let's load this initially to see if are there any schedule notifications. If they are, then enable this button, otherwise indicate there's nothing to cancel. But yeah, maybe to be a bit more specific, we can run that there, and then we can say how many were cancelled. I'm being a bit over engineering this part, but getting kind of late. So if actually, let's say if notifications.length is 0, let's say all, otherwise if it's greater than 1, then we can actually say which one was actually scheduled, or how many were cancelled, rather than all. And there is an error somewhere. Oh yeah, we need to remove this code. We're not going to use effect anymore. We can write this in a better way, but it's easier to read this in my opinion. So now we schedule, and then we remove this button. We schedule, press cancel. It says all because there's none. Oh yeah, we need to check the number of how many notifications we have scheduled before actually canceling. Otherwise, it's always going to be 0. So it says 1 has been cancelled. If we press again, it has all has been cancelled. Very nice, very nice. So we can do that, and I think it's a good place to stop for today. Tomorrow, I might do another live stream, but I'm not really sure because it's a couple of days. Oh, it's it's the 23rd of December, the day before Christmas, and my wife and I are gonna go to celebrate to Seville. So yeah, let's just reiterate and remember what we tried to do and what we actually managed to do, and commit this together so it helps me remember. We found about Maestro, which is a great way to do end-to-end testing. This is going to be really interesting to do even a little test in next time, because it's really cool how you can do end-to-end tests for both React Native, iOS, Android, etc., which I haven't done lately because we never found a good framework to do testing. We set up the settings page to cancel all scheduled notifications. At the moment, all is in 3 seconds, but in the future, we're going to have a time picker, so you select when you want to do that. We added variants to our buttons, which is really cool. And we said we tried to make notifications sounds work, but I'm not really sure if it's something that I am missing and not adding to our app on the iOS side. But I'm not getting any error when I do that. Let me just, as a quick test, if I rename this so this file does not match here, or in our call screen, when I say use this notification sound.wav file, will it tell me, hey, that file does not exist? No, it's just nothing happens. So yeah, I don't know. I need to debug this and make some Googling. But for the moment, I'll commit all of this. We need to fix that. An idea is to add a snooze button when you get a notification, so it will ring, let's say, in 10 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm gonna add the WAV file. And yeah, we haven't changed. Oh yeah, let me commit this. This is something that I thought I had to do, but I don't think we need to do, which is in the backend server, in the Python server. Do we need to send this initial chat message? It seems like we don't, because we tested that. No Python server, no need for initial text chat message. So that's good for translations in the future. In the button, we added variants, primary, secondary, in danger. And actually we should update that in the home, in here. At the moment we are saying what class name it should have, but if it's a variant, it should be primary, and the primary style by default is 400, so there's no need to specify that here. And we have this button here. Should we make this background pink the secondary? I would say so. Primary variant secondary. So our secondary is gonna have this pink button, pink color. And in the future we can say this padding 2, it's our smaller variant. So this is something, another thing we can do in the future is size, and by different size specified here it will use different paddings. But yeah, that's a little more advanced without any external library, because if we have P4 and P2, it doesn't know by default that P2 should take precedence. It's not like CSS at the last class defined, I think I'm not 100% sure it will override the first. So yeah, that's something we're gonna add in the future, but yeah, at least we have basic variants. Tried to notification sound, work in progress. Some try catch. And yeah, we need to check to do that only in Android. This is the notification channel. Otherwise we get a warning. But yeah, let's leave at that. A warning is not an issue. Oh, yeah, this is how it's define the audio file, the button, and the secondary button for scheduling, testing the scheduling. And I think that's all we did today. These are things that I had earlier. So I'll commit this and just commit this Next.js app that doesn't, Next.js change that doesn't really work. We're gonna call wake call app. Feels a bit better at the moment. So I'm pushing this commits. So we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commits. Hey guys, 7 commits in 2 hours and 8 minutes. I think that is pretty good. Pretty good. Of course, the whole app is here on my GitHub account. Somebody already started, so thanks very much. Oh, 2 people have done that. Yeah, this is not really working, the deployment on Vercel. Something I need to fix, and always have issues with turbo packs. But yeah, sorry, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.